Hey fellow farmers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionics. Episode 5, The Need for Reeds. And it looks like we're going to start farming for fibers. Start a fiber farm. So the thimble reeds here require an atmosphere of oxygen, polluted oxygen, carbon dioxide, polluted water or water. They're not very fussy. And they grow from the thimbleweed seeds, 2 cycles, and need, interestingly enough, polluted water as an irrigation source. So they take polluted water and they make reed fiber. I don't need a ton of them because I don't need lots and lots and lots of fibers. So it can be a fairly scaled back farming operation. But what's interesting about it is its requirement for polluted water means that my water systems that I already have designed here, like, sort of functionally work against the project. So what we're going to want to do is to break open probably here so that we can get access to these reeds. And I don't really need more than, like, the 5 reeds that are present. But we want to do it in a way that we avoid slime lung. So some of the slime lung here, because it formed around this ancient area, some of the slime doesn't have surface germs, but the rest of the slime lung is active. So if I dig a path like up and around and drop in here, we can get access to the reeds without releasing holy hell of slime lung. And then this is just polluted oxygen, which is rather easy to filtrate. So let's start that. So we'll dig a path to this spot, and then I'm gonna hook up a air purifier here. Everything beyond this airlock, I'm gonna assume is not atmosphere managed by my base. But with that said, I don't want all this escaping anyway, just because it's gross. Speaking of gross, there is 1 pocket of polluted oxygen left in the entire base, minus the active filtration room. So, I mean, that's good. We did a really good job of filtering all that gross garbage out. Let's try to get that last little piece. Just to be, like, anal retentive about, you know, keeping a tidy base. It's, again, unnecessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. Which means the other deodorizers can be unpowered, broken down, and removed. Achievement. Construct a building outside the initial starting biome. Because of this ladder. I don't know if building a single ladder is an achievement, but sure, I'll take it. Oh no, there was some other polluted oxygen. I think it was probably trapped within the deodorizers or something. Whatever, I don't care enough to fix it. It's not necessary. How does recycling work in this game? Do you get back 100% of the resources? In most cases, yes. Not in all cases. So, as I said before, in the case of like a metal power bank, when you make a metal power bank with copper, and the duplicants consume the metal power bank, you don't get copper back. So in special cases, the laws of thermodynamics do not apply, but in most cases they do. So if you take, you know, if I break down a 200 copper door, I get 200 copper back. You get full refund. If you convert you know, 100 kiloliters of polluted water into water, you get 100 kiloliters of water, generally speaking. There are exceptions to that. It's not perfect, and a lot of the times it's by game design that it's like an imperfect loop or whatever. But usually you get back what you put in. So for starting a fiber farm, the other thing we're going to want is the hydroponic farm tile. Because we don't want to have to deliver polluted water by hand to the thimbleweeds. So we'll start the research for that as we're digging towards them to be able to farm them. And we've got 5 eco power banks, soon to be 7. So now we're, if we take a look at an average duplicant, we're not actually using the eco power banks yet. We have the unrenewable regular power banks, but soon I suspect they'll start eating the eco power banks, and then we won't have to worry about manufacturing power cells until we add more populace, which will be nice. Is that a neural? Yeah, I think it is. So there's also the benefit of coming down here, I get access to something special, which will be nice. So much food decay. It's like, yes, don't care. Alright, meal prep is done. Meal prep gives us farming tiles, but I want hydroponic farming tiles because the thimbleweeds require polluted water irrigation. And then taking a look at the germs, I could build a ladder here, drop a ladder into this here, put a pump down here, and then tap this algae to release this polluted water, pumping the polluted water from down here. And what I could do is dig out one of these abyssalite tiles to put a wall here so that I can then pump it down and up. So to that end, oops. Let's go ahead and start a cable that will run there. And that used up a lot of copper, so I'm gonna need some more copper mining. Luckily, there's like a huge amount of copper just sitting here waiting to be tapped. Alright, looking good. So eventually we'll have a liquid pump here, pumping it up. Maybe here. And the water in there is not slime locked. That's good. The other thing we might want is a liquid reservoir designated specifically for the thimbleweed farm. So we have to pick where the farm is physically going to be located. Maybe I'll put it here. Sort of in this, maybe a little bit lower, so that the plumbing doesn't have to run so far. And the farm is not going to have typical floors, so I'll just remove that. So agriculture is done. And we have hydroponic farming tiles. And I'm only going to really have 5. Now, the minimum size for a greenhouse is 96 tiles. So we'll do something like this, where we have 2 tiles, or 3 tiles for the farming station and maybe another storage. And then, just to future-proof it, I'll put a pneumatic door here in case we want to use the other room. I did pick up the farm station, which allows you to use fertilizer in a greenhouse. If we want to fertilize or anything, I'll build it just for the hell of it. And then the other thing we could do here is if we ever end up with another power generator, there is plenty of room for a second layer of power banks here. Or storage or whatever we want to do with it. So, trying to utilize the area well. I'm going to run out of copper running this cable, but that's fine. Yeah, I need a ladder to cross the gap. There we go. And now we're starting to replace our batteries with the eco power banks. So for instance, Shield has 3 eco power banks and 1 normal. There is even later game power generation, if you're wondering. Where is it? Oh, it requires, right, requires spaced out. But there is better batteries if you're running more than just this DLC. And we have more skills. So, how soon are we going to have gear oil problems? I'm going to need 3 more gear balm. So as far as skills go, I think what I'll do is I'll do boosting processors now. Because we're at least making gear balm as a stopgap measure for lubrication. So I don't need to immediately worry about that. So my crop tender. Taking a look at the bugs that they have. Let's see. Shield. Where's their bugs? Is it in config? I forget where their original personality bug traits for who's good at who. I'll just go to the skills. Or priorities. So for farming, Tanuki is the best farmer. So Tanuki is the one that should get the crop tending once he levels up a little bit more. So Jazz Lover and Shield will not be the crop tenders. So Jazz Lover and Shield can accommodate more, let's see, Jazz Lover is dig, strength. So maybe once I have more chips, I can give him like tidying or suit training or something. And then Shield is research, medical, strength. So maybe Shield, you can get construction. So I'll make 1 construction booster. Oh, here we go. Here's another duplicant that we can print. Starts with extreme digging and has urbanite, which is really of no negative consequence. Perfect. Now we're up to 4. Raffle timer is up in just a second. Boom. Raffle timer's up. Good luck in the raffles, subscribers. So, Ed Weirdo, you are an extreme digging specialist. So instead of actually making that construction booster, forget that. I want a digging booster. And then Weirdo, you're going to go to... you already start off with booster slots, so you'll do schematics as well. And as a result of him being printed, he also gets the 5 batteries and the balm oil. Oh, and there we go. Tanuki just leveled up. So Tanuki, you're going to get that crop tender. So priorities, Tanuki, you're going to be a farmer. So now his ag skill is 5. Cool. No, you're researching. That's probably because I didn't do the researching priority for you. There we go. Oh no, you're soldering. Looks like the supercomputer. The other thing I might want to do is 8 more power banks. So I'm going to raise this power bank manufacturer from 1 to 9. So for each new Bionic duplicant, I'm going to make 8 power banks. 4 for internal use, 4 for recharge. At some point, I might need a second bank of power bank rechargers, but I don't need to rush that because I think these 2 chargers should be enough. And if it isn't, I can always prioritize that for a fix. All right, the digging booster is done. So the new guy will give you the booster. Where are you? There you are. Config. Extreme dig and regular dig. So now you can dig anything. I love how they just eat it like it's a Nintendo cartridge. It's so weird looking, but you know, that's how they are. So the internal liquid storage, I need a little bit more copper ore for, which we'll be digging out copper here in a minute, once this ladder's built. Nintendo did have the tastiest cartridges. Yeah, it sure did. My copper ore is out. And then my algae is actually pretty low as well. Build that ladder, please. Oh, we have a coal biome down here. Nice. Some weezeworts. Oh, wow. I almost have all the eco power banks made. So let's actually track those. I want to track my full and my empty ones. So I have 13 empty ones, 5 full ones. And my lack of copper is getting solved as well. Perfect. So I've got like 6 tons of it now. And the start of the farm is getting built. Giveaway timer goes to Scorpio. Congrats. And we'll give you a helmet of extreme digging. And then Jazz Lover, you're going to switch from whatever you were to advanced schematics. And then Tanuki, you're going to get like the really nice construction helmet. Oh, apparently I already have 2 thimbleweed seeds? From where? I had no idea. Maybe, I must have dug it up in like a chunk or something, a buried object chunk. Oh no, they're right here. Oh, well that's convenient. I don't actually need to even go in there if I don't want. I'm still going to, because I want to get access to this facility. But I wouldn't necessarily need to. So this needs irrigation. Body temperature too. What is its body temperature problem? It is 22 to 37. Excuse me? Oh, it needs to be warmer? I think we can ignore that. I think that will self-correct. It's just, yeah, okay, body temperatures are self-corrected. It's now just an irrigation thing. And I don't think I'm gonna want more than 5. 5 is fine. So the liquid reservoir for this, maybe we'll put right here. Okay, let's not use this right now. And the plumbing for this here is going to be kept separate from the enclosed loop of the sieve. Now, I didn't design this in such a way that it's going to be easy to run the plumbing. So go me, previous me, for putting my pipes together and making it tricky. Let's fix that. So I'm going to snip the pipe here. Run this pipe like that. So that I can do pipe bridges. Pipe spaghetti, exactly. So eventually we're gonna have a pipe running along where this power cable is. And then it needs to jump. Jump. In and out. Done. So this just stores extra water. That way I can just, when I'm not using a lot of power, pump a lot of the polluted water, and then when I want to conserve power, I can turn off the pump. So it doesn't have to constantly cycle on, off, on, off, on, off every time the thimble reeds use a little bit of water. While I'm at it, I'll just expand the storage. So this was the hydrogen vent. As I explore, it helps to just make note of anything important. Like the cold biome down here. The hot water, polluted water vent, rather. That's about it. Yeah, just a small storage expansion thing, exactly. As it's like absurdly large right now. Oh, the other thing I failed to do here is airflow tile. So let's just get ahead of it and replace some of the floors with airflow tiles so that the carbon dioxide can, whatever pooled carbon dioxide can naturally drop to the carbon skimmer. It's going to temporarily disrupt that power bank charger, but not a big deal. And it looks like we're going to have a bunch of reed fibers already, immediately, which is kind of nice. And the slime lung in here, so it's very pressurized, polluted oxygen, but the slime lung here is sterile, so I don't have to worry about the germs from it, because the slime that forms around the ruins are sterile, fortunately. I think you're talking about, so sheep, yeah, that comes later. What you're referring to requires plastic, and plastic requires oil, and oil requires, you know, going all the way down here. Because I often forget to deodorize right around the oil balm apothecary, I ought to just have a permanent deodorizer here so that it stops causing issues. And I'll raise the priority of that up to 7. Because I filtered all the polluted oxygen in the base and then I didn't bother setting up in such a way that it wouldn't happen again. And we only need one more eco power bank, which is just a little bit more abyss light. We'll get plenty of abyss light from this task. Where is Scorpio? Defragging. I don't even know. Blueprints. Fertilizer, sure. That'll work. Just starting to farm, get some fertilizer. Oh, there you are. Alright, so now we have a deodorizer to offset the apothecary's farting. Once the airflow tiles are done, I'll prioritize the infrastructure for the polluted water plumbing, because that's been taking a minute. But there's a lot of water here, so this is probably all the water I'm ever going to need for the reed fibers, because you don't need tons of reed fibers for suits. As long as you're not, like, melting your suits in magma, you don't lose them. And I'm just going through the the storage priorities to make sure everything that we're putting in here makes sense. I'll also put my boosters in there, that's fine. Okay, we have plenty of storage now. And they're going crazy and storing it all. Priorities. Tidying is going to be lower. Supplying is going to be the same. Storing is going to be lower. I want the building, not cleaning. We don't have stressors right now from things being dirty, so I don't really care about tidying. Not yet, at least. Would this pose a problem for the scrubber? No. Our duplicants don't need to breathe normally, so I don't really care if they're in an oxygenated environment or not. It makes no difference. So this is all carbon dioxide down here, but they don't care. They breathe once every 3 days. So as long as there's oxygen somewhere on the map tile, every 3 days, they're fine. Bionics are strong like that. Yeah, I did mention this before, but basically everything beyond here, I don't care about atmosphere. So we're probably a cycle or two away from having the infrastructure for this done, and then we'll be able to get into this facility and get all the pumps set up and everything. So almost all of this trapped CO2 has been passively filtered with water through the oxifern. If we take a look. Most of it is clean. Or breathable, I should say. Carbon dioxide isn't dirty, just not breathable. What are the red areas underneath the polluted water? This? Is that what you mean? If so, it means there's just no liquid underneath this liquid pump, so it doesn't have anything to pump. Oh, the new area. This red? This is water weeds that are too inundated to be able to grow. So water weeds are just another growable crop to make edible lettuce, but I don't care about edibles. We don't eat, so it don't bother me at all. All right, now that this deodorizer is done, as long as the filtration medium is delivered, I'll drop a ladder down here. And then we'll be able to dig up these reeds. I'm only going to dig up 3 of them because I'm only planting 3 of them, and I'll leave the others there. But I will, I'm going to dig up the farther ones from me. So the closer ones we can, like, use as passively growing. And then I'll haul the rest of the fibers. And then once we're done with that, we can build this little ladder and get access to the security door. The other thing we'll probably want to do is to store the slime somewhere, because I definitely don't want slime in these boxes. I don't even care if it's sterile slime. I don't want it. So once we have access to this slime here, I'm going to need to make sure that I don't have it in a valid storage anywhere. Nice. And this part's done. So the cable goes up. And the pipe goes up. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to make an insulated sandstone pipe. Completely mistaken. What? How much? Ugh. It's been insulated this whole time? Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. That made it a lot slower to build and more expensive. But whatever, it's done. So I don't care. I meant to have it just be a regular pipe, which is a quarter of the cost. And must have misclicked. Oh well. Okay, we cracked into this. As soon as we see new resources of slime, I'll make sure it's not incorporated. But one of the other nice things is we're going to get some gold amalgam from being in here. And gold amalgam has a high temperature tolerance when it comes to pumps and the like built, you know, inside hot biomes. So like, if and when we finally get access to the crude oil that's way down below, we'll probably want a gold amalgam liquid pump for it, because a copper or iron one are far more likely to become damaged. Alright, slime we still don't have access to. But 8 units of reed fiber. Nice. Reed fiber, storage unavailable. So that's probably because it's an industrial ingredient. So things like rot piles, I don't want in my boxes. And reed fibers I do. Rot piles should just be composted. Oh, they're gear bombing. All right, if they're gear bombing, let's make another batch of 4. Olive, thank you for the sub, the resub. Another thing I ought to track is, I just realized, coal. That is a finite resource that I need to keep an eye on, because if we run out of coal, we're back to running on a hamster wheel, which would be, like, not fun. Okay, we have a neural vacillator and a desk, and also access to the slime. So let's make sure slime is not stored. Yep, slime by default is not stored. Good. Now, one way to negate slime's off-gassing is to put it in a box, submerge it in water. So perhaps we do that in the future. So the next part of this project is to drop a ladder where it is not germy. Like here. And then to build a pump for the polluted water there. And it's already insulated, so I just might as well make it insulated. I will signal switch it. And automation wire it. So I can turn it on and off remotely. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionic Booster Pack DLC Marathon, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I asked for no backseating, and also feedback cannot be incorporated because the entire series was already streamed once as a marathon. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.